no, no. No, 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 no.
Hey y'all, this is the Pleasure and Peace Practice, and I'm your host, Tia, your Pleasure and Peace practitioner. For those of you who may be new here, welcome. This is a space where your pleasure is not optional and your peace is sacred. Each episode, we explore things that are real, raw, and I hope restorative. Through honest conversation, evidence-based practice, and an abundance of permission, I encourage you to feel good. Whether you're here to reconnect with your body, unlearn harmful shame, or just take a breath, you belong here. Welcome in. Hey y'all, and welcome back to the Pleasure and Peace Practice. I'm your mental health and sex education bestie, Tia, and today we're turning down the lights and lighting a candle, stepping into the eerie side of pleasure. That's right, we're talking frights, fantasies, and forbidden pleasures. It's Halloween season, and there's nothing wrong with exploring the mysterious, the thrilling, and yes, even a little bit scary when it comes to what turns us on. So, if you've ever felt a thrill from a scary story, a dark fantasy, or a little fear in the bedroom, this episode is for you. Let's start with a little history. You know that erotic horror is not new. Across cultures, stories of haunted lovers were often steeped in both fear and desire. The Victorians, for example, despite their reputation for prudishness, were obsessed with ghost stories, some of them with very erotic undertones. Why is that? Humans are wired to respond to suspense and surprise. Our bodies release adrenaline when we're scared. And guess what? That same adrenaline can heighten sexual arousal. That means fear can feel good when it's channeled safely. So, why does fear sometimes feel exciting? It's all about the body's natural responses. Adrenaline, a racing heart, a flash of warmth. These sensations are similar to what we feel during sexual arousal. That's why people enjoy horror movies, haunted houses, or even BDSM role play that involves a little thrill. And let's be clear, I'm not talking about actual danger. I'm talking about playful fear, safe ways to explore suspense, power, and the unknown can create intensity in your fantasies, your kink, or your intimate life. For example, some people enjoy scenarios where they're chased in a role play game, or a masked partner might appear in a fantasy. The point isn't fear for fear's sake. It's about feeling alive, seen, and connected to your own body. All right, let's dive into some Halloween themed listener questions. Remember, these are all anonymous and all completely safe to share. I have a treat for you today. No tricks. We have 3 for the price of 1. Okay, for our first listener, I love watching scary movies, and sometimes I notice it turns me on. Is that weird? No. To answer your question, no, it's not weird. Outside of the fact that maybe you're turned on by the characters themselves, this is a normal body response. Well, either way, it's a normal body response, whether you're turned on by the characters or turned on by the situation. Your body's reacting to suspense, adrenaline, emotional intensity. If you're curious, you can explore this safely in fantasy or role play. The key is knowing your boundaries and communicating them with your partner, if you have a partner. I would recommend you listen to an earlier episode around what lies underneath fantasies for a bit more clarity around this. Okay, listener number two. I like the idea of fear play in the bedroom, but I don't know how to ask for it. Well, I don't exactly know what you mean by fear play, but presuming this has something to do with potential non consent, I have to let you know consent and communication are everything. Well, I should say perceived non consent, because if you're talking about things like rape play, like that one episode we had, I had to have a conversation about, right? Like it's not actual non consent. That would be unethical. So, consent and communication are everything. You can start small. Try a suspenseful surprise, a new costume, or a playful scenario. Beforehand, make sure you check in with your partner or partners, set limits, and establish a safe word. Remember, fear can be fun, but safety is sexy. Fantasy is about illusion. This response is answered in more detail, as I mentioned in earlier episodes, where we go over a bit more around when fantasy is considered scary and what to do. All right. Listener three, I've always been embarrassed about liking scary fantasies. How do I embrace them without shame? This is important. So, fantasy, as you guys know, is normal, healthy, and personal. Journaling your desires, exploring them in your imagination, or talking safely with a therapist or partner can help normalize them. Halloween is the perfect reminder that play, fantasy, and curiosity are part of being human. I also encourage you to look back on prior episodes if you haven't already, because I do talk a little bit more about fantasies there. I hope this was helpful. It was a little bit of a short episode, so maybe that's the trick. You got treats, 3 listener inquiries. The trick is maybe this is a little bit shorter than normal. But I hope it was helpful. And if so, I highly encourage you to tell your friends and keep submitting inquiries. If it wasn't helpful, let me know that too so that I can improve. I do this for you. Lastly, right before we end, I want to transition into a quick, playful exercise. So close your eyes if you can, or just use your imagination. So you're in a soft, lit room. Shadows are flickering across the walls. A mysterious, masked partner approaches, not threatening, but teasing, playful. You feel your heart race. Notice the sensations in your body, the warmth, the anticipation. Take a slow, deep breath and imagine how your curiosity and excitement flow through you. This is your safe space to explore desire and thrill. And the best part? It's all in your imagination. So you're in complete control. I invite you to marinate on what comes up for you. Was it exciting at all? What were you curious about? Perhaps share this with a partner or journal for yourself and your own solo pleasure for later exploration. All right, my ghouls and goblins, that's a wrap on frights, fantasies, and forbidden pleasures. Remember, Halloween is a time to play, explore, and embrace the mysterious side of yourself safely, consentingly, and without shame. If you enjoyed today's episode, send me your anonymous fantasies, curious thoughts, or confessions. I may read them in a future episode. I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you for being here, for listening, for getting curious with me. Whether it's a question, a story, or a truth, still finding words, this space is for you. Whatever it is, you don't have to hold it alone. Ask, share, confess. We're in this together. And if you've got something on your heart, drop it anonymously using the link in the show notes or over on Instagram. If this episode moved you, helped you, or made you feel seen, share it with a friend, leave a rating, or drop a comment. Your support helps this space grow. Follow me on Instagram and Threads at Pleasure and Peace with Tia for more. Until next time, remember, I've got you and you've got this. Talk to y'all soon.